Spider Slayer's Comic Book Haul, episode 325, starts right now. Hey comic book fans, welcome back to Comic Book Corner 2.0, and fans, you're back with me, Mike Spider Slayer, getting ready to do Spider Slayer's Comic Book Haul. This is episode 325, in the dead heat of summer. I cannot wait for this summertime to end, at least in Florida anyway, where we cool down to at least the 70s. I cannot take this anymore. Anyway, this is the video series where each and every week I show you, the fans, which comic books I picked up at the comic book store. And this week was a pretty highly anticipated week, I think, for a lot of people. And let's just jump into it, shall we? So, I'm being lazy. No black bag. I'm just going to use the white bag. Mystery white bag. Out of the comics, onto the floor. Here's the stack for the week. Let's start talking about these comic books, shall we? First things first. Highly anticipated. The Amazing Spider-Man, issue 1. From Nick Spencer, or if you want to go by the legacy numbering like I always will, 802. Fold out, I mean, I guess it's a, wraparound cover. Artwork right from the start. If you guys are looking for Mary Jane in this book, well, first page in there, guys, we get to see Peter and MJ, and Peter's wearing the black suited costume. So what's going on in this book? I'm not sure. I'm really looking forward to it. We get to see the boomerang in there as we get to see that free comic book day issue, and maybe it continues from there. Here's some action with Spidey in it as well. So I'm really looking forward to reading this particular issue of The Amazing Spider-Man. It is $5.99, but it is very thick. Stay tuned for a review on this book starting probably tomorrow. That's when I can say this review be up. So hopefully you guys will check that out. So that's Amazing Spider-Man issue 1. Next, continuing with Amazing Spider-Man, this is Weird Science, The Amazing Spider-Man. As this continues the whole Mr. Sinister storyline and Annie Mae Parker. She has a clone. It looks like she's fighting herself, but it has different powers and whatnot. Open up this book, we get to see Annie Mae there. We get to see more of MJ and Peter in this particular issue. So we'll get to see how this story actually develops. I'm not a fan of the artwork in this series. But the stories are okay, So let's see where this one actually goes. Amazing Spider-Man, Renew Your Vows. This is issue 21. Next, we have issue 4 of Domino. Another nice looking cover on here. I like the character. I like how Gail Simone actually gives the character some layers. We actually get to see her past. We see where she's coming from. I like the artwork inside the book as well. I think it's very colorful. I think the facial expressions are, corny at times, but it's cute. I like it. I like the book. I think it's fun. So this is Domino, issue number 4. All right. Next, we get to see the continuation of Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps as they fight the Dark Stars. Robert Vendetti's run is coming to a close. It's going to end at issue 50. We're on issue number 48. We get to see Guy, as I thought, was posing as a Dark Star. He really didn't want to become one. He wanted to see the inner workings of how the armor worked, how their group worked, and things like that. So it looks like we will get to see a gathering of the Corps to see how maybe they can stop these Dark Stars. So pretty cool interior artwork as you get to see some cool battle scenes in here as well. So this is Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps, issue 48. Next, the continuation of Tom Taylor's The Adamantium Agenda. This is issue number 3. I really like this series as well. It's pretty cool. It gets to see a flashback of Wolverine at one point in time. That Tony Stark made a promise to him to not pick and poke at him and to make sure that none of the bad guys get to him. Same thing, Mr. Sinister is in this issue as well, as he's trying to get that, trying to retrieve that DNA, I guess, from Logan. Logan's DNA. So cool stuff in here. Love the book. I love the action. We also get to see that X-23 made her appearance in the last issue as well. So, this is the Adamantium Agenda. This is issue number 3. Next, we have the continuation of Infinity Countdown's Darkhawk. This is issue number 4, as we get to see Chris Powell learning how to deal with not having amulets. So he's like kind of evolved in here. And then we get to see Richard Rider is in this book that continues the story as well. The artwork is pretty impressive in here. And I'm waiting to see these two Hawks battle with each other. It's been a pretty cool story, but not as solid as maybe as I would like it to be. But it looks like this book is going to be action-packed. I'm sure Richard Rider is not expecting Chris Powell to be there because he told him not to come into space because of the Infinity Gems and the war that's been going on. So yeah, artwork is pretty cool in this book. So can't wait to see what happens and how it unfolds. So this is issue 4 of Infinity Countdown, Darkhawk. Next, Robert Kirkman book, Oblivion Song, issue number 5. As we get to see our main hero, I think his name is Nathan, if I remember correctly. And what happens is he winds up going to the actual, I guess he goes to the other side. And he winds up meeting the people on the other side. Looks like, though, we get to see more about his lab assistant and whatnot. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. Yeah, I guess they go into the other side, which is the Oblivion Song or whatnot. I feel like there's been a lack of progression when it comes to this story. But I heard that issue number 6 is going to be a payout issue where this all makes sense and it's going to be worth, I guess, investing more into this series. So that's how I'll continue if issue 6 is promised to be good like it says it will be. So Oblivion Song issue 5. Next, Red Sonja issue 18. Red Sonja starts a new story arc. I'm not as much as a fan of it as I once was. But nevertheless, the artwork does tend to, continue to be good, solid in the issue. But I haven't been keeping up on reading it. It's like the one series that I've actually fallen behind in because I've had so many titles to read. But again, artwork is so impressive in this book. It's gorgeous. Nice colors as well. So good stuff. So Red Sonja, issue number 18. Next, the all-controversial Savage Dragon, issue 235. Last issue we got to see his wife basically, or 2 issues ago, she dies. And then she becomes a dragon. And then she gives back to life because she takes his blood, becomes a dragon, and then is alive again. So, I don't know what's going on with Dragon these days. It's just so all over the place. But I continue to read it just for the pure reason being is that it's these types of books that I've just read since I was a little kid. And I can't show you that many pictures in it because there is, of course, some nudity in it, and that's always what's the case with Savage Dragon. But I like the artwork in it. Again, I loved Eric Larson's artwork when he was on Spider-Man. So Savage Dragon issue 235. Interesting cover. Next, continuation of Sideways. A secret revealed. Does his mom figure out that he is actually this superhero? It'll be interesting to see if that's how things are revealed here to his mother. And, the story continues to unfold. His responsibilities tend to grow. And you get to see him grow as a character in this book. And that's what I like about it so much. And this book, out of all these books, doesn't revolve around other DC characters, right? I think it's really cool how it's kind of its own book. And it has this independent feel to it. I really enjoy this book, and I love the humor in it as well. So, Sideways, issue number 6. I recommend you guys pick that up. Actually, another big book of the week, and that goes to Bendis' Superman. His Man of Steel book was absolutely awesome, issue 6. It put everything together, and it wasn't drawn out because it's a weekly series. If Bendis did weekly series all the time, he'd probably be a much better writer because it's just like his stories tend to drag out. But I'm very much looking forward to this and see what he has to offer going forward to this title here. You get to see all kinds of like weird creatures in the beginning. John and Lois are not, I don't know if they'll be in this book, obviously, because they're off into space with Jor-El. But I guess we get to see some flashbacks. So that's what we get to see here in this beginning parts of Superman. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what he has to offer for this character in this ongoing series. So this is Superman issue 1. Alright, next, new book, new X-23, issue number 1. Tamaki is the writer of this book. I think the one that wrote She-Hulk. So I'm looking to see where his voice is for the character. I love Tom Taylor's run in that book. Here's the initial artwork, if you guys haven't checked out any artwork yet, in the book with Gabby and Laura. I'm hoping it continues basically where it last left off. I love the last series, like I said. So, looking at this for the first time, it looks pretty cool. We'll see what direction Laura Kinney takes going forward here. So that's X-23, issue 1. Another new number 1 this week, and that's from IDW. I'm a longtime fan of Transformers, and I'm looking to see how Transformers Unicron plays out here. This is the final story in IDW's run on Transformers. So if you look at this book, you get to see an introduction to who the characters are inside. Kind of reminds you just like almost like the cartoon or the movie, but this is the first time he's introduced in the comic series. So this is pretty cool. So I'm looking forward to this. Hopefully it's not this crazy over-dialogued book where it loses you, but check out this first opening 2-page spread. So really badass right there. Transformers Unicron issue 1. I must be suffering from heat stroke, man. Too much out in the sun. Alright. Next, another new number 1, another independent book, Rob Guillory's Farmland. And so when I saw this at the shop, and I didn't even realize this came out, I'm like, Rob Guillory, where do I know that name from? And if you read Chew, you're going to know right away who he is. He is the artist that does, or did, Chew, and this is his new book. And we get to see the artwork is identical to Chew. And all I've ever seen Rob Guillory do is Chew. And so to see this new Farmhand book, I was like, wow, this is quite interesting. So it's created, written, and drawn by him. Very much looking forward to this actual story. Can't wait to read it. And even has a seasonal harvest calendar on the back for your enjoyment. So Farmhand issue 1. Alright, and last but not least, I wound up getting the book that was announced on the internet yesterday that people didn't know about. And it is Die, Die, Die by Robert Kirkman. This is issue number 1. They had many copies of this at my store. I wound up picking it up. It's pretty interesting. Looks like it's got Hillary Clinton in it. There's some dogs racing in it. Heard it was going to be bloody and gory and all kinds of stuff. Someone's getting hit by a motorcycle in here. I don't know. We'll see what it has. But I'm happy that I got a copy of it. So I'm really excited for it. So we'll see what Robert Kirkman has here in store for his readers. Different than a zombie apocalyptic type of book, right? So there you have it, guys. There is the haul for the week. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Now it's your turn in the comments below. Tell me which books you picked up for the week. Hopefully you liked this video. Give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to hit that notification button so you don't miss a single video from me, because this channel does not work without you guys. I thank you so much. And fans, until that next comic book review, this is Mike Spider Slayer signing off. And I'll see you guys real soon. Take care, guys. Bye.